what I did was I thought, you know what? I'll leverage my personality, which ultimately came from the Truth Be Told podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll leverage my personality and my understanding for this business and this industry and also people. Because I don't just talk about sex stuff on there. I talk about relationships, self-love.
Well, you talk about communication, right? Which is just a standard pillar of a relationship.
But most people don't know how to communicate.
No.
And that's the insane thing. And so I put all these aspects while helping the business end grow.
Yeah.
I'll help other people grow.
Yeah.
And I'm also, a third thing is, not many people know this, but I went through, so 4 or 5 months ago, I got diagnosed with clinical depression.
Right. I had no idea.
Clinical depression.
Okay.
And
wow.
And I don't I hate saying it because I feel like there's a lot of people on there who say, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that.
But it's not actually, it's not the real thing.
So for me, it's actually, I did all the tests. I did 4 days of intense testing, and it's actually a chemical in my head.
Right.
Because then I realised, I'm like, oh, I'm mature, so I'm like, maybe it's my lifestyle choices as well, which that helps too, but it's actually a chemical. And I'm like, okay, that kind of put me in a space where I'm like, I gotta stop thinking about, you know, how am I gonna affect other people?
Yeah.
Standing in front of a camera, talking about sex, being open and the amount of messages I copped up, man, you inspire me. Go do your thing. Do. And look, you see me in my stories. I'm vocal.
You're vocal, but that's
I'll
fine.
talk about depression.
You own it.
I'll talk about depression. You know, because my big thing is, you have to lead by example.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to be loud. I have to be open, but I also have to show my spiritual side. I have to talk about the depression because I want people to see. Because there's a lot of people that don't talk about depression.
100%. The only way I agree, because the only way you're going to build credibility and you're going to have a, I guess, greater impact on other people's life is by actually being vulnerable and open-minded and just kind of bearing everything, like bearing your soul to the world, which is, I think you've done a good job of that so far. So that's awesome.
For me, the reality is, with this thing, with Missionary Madam, is I say the things that people are afraid to say.
Yep.
But not in a like, I don't like bashing other people. I don't go on there like, yeah, fuck you, you're feminist, you're this, you're that, oh fuck vegans,
no.
you're a CrossFitter. No, it's not about that. It's about...
I do CrossFit.
You CrossFit?
Yeah. I had to say it. Every opportunity, bro. Don't diss me. Anyway, keep
But
going.
I feel like, you know, you have to be open and, you know, communicate and tell the world everything that you have to, and that's what I do.
Well, yeah, you're just offering a different viewpoint, and as you said, well, you know, you're kind of breaking the barriers and, you know, dispelling the myths, as I like to say, around an industry that is not just about sex; it's about much more than that. So it's pretty good.
Sex is the glue to life.
Yeah.
People don't realize, if you like, I don't care what anyone says, you know, if you're not, I've had 94-year-old customers whose penises die and they can't, no, serious. And
no, I'm just, the way you deliver things is funny, bro, that's why I'm laughing.
The reason I deliver it like that, because most people can't, if I say, yeah, I have a 95, it's too clinical.
It is too clinical.
I have a 95-year-old customer, you know, I feel like I understand other people, so if I vocalize it how they'll get it, they're more likely to grasp my concepts.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, man.
I have a 95-year-old who he bought a strap-on because his penis died, so he can still make love to his wife.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Well, I guess if you can, if you can help people, you know, overcome that stigma or that confidence issue or any other issue they're tackling, bro, I think that's a really good underlying purpose for what you're doing. If we center it back to...
Oh no, I ran. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good because there's a lot of stuff in there and it adds, as you mentioned, it adds depth, and I think it's important for people to know that because the journey and the backstory kind of, gives you an indication from a business standpoint why you're doing what you're doing. So, bringing it back to from a business standpoint, I want to give the viewers a bit of a takeaway around what your trending topic is that's going to drive your business forward. So what's that one thing or that one strategy that you're going to continue to implement to really drive your business forward and achieve, I guess, the purpose that you've so eloquently spoken about up until this point?
100%. So in my head, I've sort of created a 5-year plan, and we talked about it off air about how I look at Gary Vee and, for example, Ice, who runs YKTR.
Yeah. So
he's fantastic because I've done Ice's course, which we talked about.
Yeah, I wanted to know a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's good. So they pretty much focus on content. Because let's be real, every 2 seconds you're picking up your phone and you're looking at content. Now, in my industry, which is very taboo, content. The only thing you'll say about content in my industry is lingerie.
Yeah.
And there's some really good people people in America who talk about sex openly and stuff. Majority are females.
Yeah.
So from the business point of view, I came up with the concept that, you know what, if I can create myself as a brand and leverage niche yet fucking interesting topic, I can help that drive traffic to all the businesses that under this umbrella.
Right.
Because it starts with the shop, and then we're gonna go online, and then from online I want to start a lingerie brand.
Yeah.
And then from there, there's another one that I want to do, which I'm gonna keep in the wraps. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah.
But there's another one that I want to do, which is essentially gonna explode. But before this, I'm like, what I learned from both Gary Vee and Ice, it's so important to sort of stay, like, instead of doing a million things at once, you can do a million things at once, but it's more important if you keep them under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Because you're not running off into a different pond. You're in the same pond with different streams coming into it.
Yeah.
So the way I, like, with the business, and the reason why this is all linked to the business is, the more I can market, the more louder I am, the more freakier, stupider, funnier shit that I say, but with information and backing towards it, the more people will get notice of my brands.
Yeah.
My businesses.
Yeah.
And also later on, that will turn me into a personality. And I'm going to write a book too.
Oh, that's good.
All
right. You've got it all covered.
You ready for the title? I'll give you the title.
What's the title? Tell us.
If These Walls Could Talk, Life Advice from an Adult to a Worker.
Okay.
Bestseller. I'm claiming now.
New York bestseller.
Manifesting the fuck out of New York best time seller. You can see my head like this. Like,
Hey. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. There he is.
Nah,
it's good, man. I like it.
I think that you have to, as we spoke about, you have to be able to brand yourself. Everyone's a brand. Gary Vee, he created himself as a brand. Ice and the Footy Boys, they have created themselves as a brand. People don't realise that the more you can brand yourself, the better. Half the people think on my Instagram and everything I posted, fuck, he must be a freak. He must like whips and shit. Oh my god, I'm only the missionary. I only do mission.
It's all in the name, man.
I've only done missionary. I want to find a nice Greek girl, have 3 kids. This is just an alter ego. They don't get this is just an alter. Like, this is an alter ego. This is like they probably think like, I get some weird DMs, but I'm not gonna lie.
No, you mentioned it on your story that you get some weird DMs. Maybe we won't go into the detail for this one.
That's for the after dark version.
Yeah.
But like, that's all. But again, that's all part of the brand.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy because you have to create a brand, but then in the back end, you also it's creative. Like, going into the business, like, you can't lose yourself as well.
No, of course.
And with the marketing, I'm a sucker for marketing. I love guerrilla marketing. I love uncommon marketing. Like, when I hear stories of how Domino's in New York City, there was potholes in New York City, and obviously the governments being governments, governments being governments, they don't want to do the work. So Domino's offered to fill up all the potholes for free, but for every pothole, they get to put the Domino's logo.
See? Smart.
Genius.
Yeah.
So stuff like that fascinates me.
Yeah.
So I thought, how can I apply guerrilla marketing to my businesses? And again, that's where Missionary to Madden came from.
Yeah.
That's where me talking wild and crazy on my stories, because you know what? They think you're crazy to start with. They think you're a spinner to start with, but that just draws them. Everyone loves a spinner. No one wants.
I think in the end, you know your true purpose, and as you've mentioned, you've got resilience, and you just don't really give a damn about what people think. And in the end, it's all for a greater purpose.
What are we going to say? oh, he's crazy. Well, you keep having your shit sex and don't watch my videos then.
I love it. No, it's good. So I guess the key takeaway is continually evolve your brand personally and from a business standpoint, and just create content. I think content creation is important, and not really thinking about, not really being scared or afraid to get the content out there. Just create content, put it out there. You'll never know what's going to go viral, and as you've mentioned, you could have another pothole story, and you could really go viral with stuff like this, right? So I think it's
an important thing, and not being scared.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the biggest things. Don't be scared to take the first step.
Yeah,
because once you take that first step, you're going to turn around and say, fuck, I should have taken that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So the minute you take that first step with anything, because at the end of the day, people are going to judge you anyway.
It's good.
So the biggest thing, man, I have this saying that I tell myself all the time, and I've been telling myself for the last 2-3 years. Be you, do you, and the world will adapt.
That's it. I love it. No, it's good. You know what? I think we've really touched on a whole bunch of different things, and I reckon there's some real key takeouts. To finish off, I really just wanted to. You've touched on what's next, but you mentioned something like a lingerie brand. You mentioned something else that's under wraps, but we won't talk about that. Let's unpack the what's next. How will you continue to be the talk of the town? What's happening with this lingerie brand? What's going on? Tell us.
M to M. So missionary to madam. That's going to lead into an online website. And you know what? I'll tell you this one. I'm going to start another online website that doesn't have anything to do with sex. It has to do with my catchphrase, which everyone knows about.
Yeah.
Where's the sage?
Where's the sage?
Where's my sage?
Where's my sage?
So
I'm surprised you didn't bring that in today.
Hey, but don't you?
Maybe we'll get some outtakes with it.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I've done the room before anyway. Where's my sage? So that's going to be that all comes with branding.
Yeah.
So where's my sage? Then online's going to go into the one that I said I can't talk about, so we'll put that up there. And then I'm going to start a lingerie brand. And then the reason why I want to start a lingerie brand is because I feel like there's a lot of I want to start a premium lingerie brand that includes all women. Because being in the industry and dealing with lingerie, there's a lot of lingerie that doesn't actually accommodate for bigger women.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to create that, and even smaller women, and through that as well, to bring the intimacy back into lingerie and also make everyone feel included. So that's a big thing for me, and
awesome. That
will be in fruition in the next year. The online website will be in fruition in the next year. Missionary and Madam, to be honest with you, God willing, it will probably blow up. Because if I can save someone's sex life,
man,
I'm a lifesaver.
I think if you just continue putting the content out there, it'll definitely catch on and blow up. You're already getting good feedback as it is, so there's no reason why it's not.
And look, and if worse comes to worse, I'll just go to OnlyFans. I don't care.
Well, yeah, you've mentioned that a few times. Zoom in again.
You know what I mean? Subscribe now. I'm doing a special deal. If you put Talk of the Town, you get $5 off.
Oh, we got a discount code, do we?
Yeah, don't worry.
I like it.
$5 or $50, because that's not going to fucking pay for itself in Dubai.
Killer. All right, beautiful. So you've got it all mapped out. I mean, it doesn't look, all structured on this whiteboard, but I get it.
No, it does, because success is a fucked up journey.
That's it, mate.
But as long as we keep going,
it's very
that's all that matters.
That's it, dude. Well, you know what? Thank you very much for sharing today. I really appreciate it. You were vulnerable. You spoke about business. You spoke about your challenges. You spoke about, how you're looking to affect people in a positive way moving forward and your greater purpose. And that's essentially what I wanted to, get out of this vlog series. So, yeah, I think we're off to a good start, man.
And if you don't already know, make sure you subscribe to his thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be the talk of the town.
That's it.
I'm telling you now.
It's on the top. It's on the top.
He's a good man. You got to listen to him. That's a good man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, bro.